record last season with 13 double-doubles to start the season. That's points and assists we're talking about. Anytime you're mentioned in the same breath as a Hall of Famer, that's a pretty good thing.
Now here's Paul. After the miss from Stephen Curry. Just 5 to shoot. Fires the 3. Barnes can't get it to go. And so it's Golden State with it. Here's Iguodala. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Nice pass. That one was right on target.
Los Angeles has gone 0-2 from deep here. And Chris Paul finishing last season as the NBA's leader in assists per game. His 3rd time achieving that mark.
Yeah, and he's been in the top 5 in that category pretty much since he came into the league. You won't find any better than Chris Paul as a point guard.
And a lot of times his first quarter seems to dictate how big of a role he plays later on, and he's off to the good start.
I'll tell you what, he'll get some of those hustle points if he keeps boxing out like that.
Redick passes to Griffin. Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rack.
The guys on the bench are going crazy right now at the sight of that jam.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
I like the call. I thought the defense was moving there.
Yeah, I think he slid underneath. Good blocking call that trip.
From deep, Iguodala. That's good. Iguodala's got 5.
You gotta respect him out there. He can hit that shot.
LA's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Paul against Curry. Paul kicks to Redick. Back to Paul. Shot clock at 6. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. And the 3 off target. The Warriors have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Everyone knew that the Warriors were going to be a team on the rise after their deep run in 2013. Steve, you saw it firsthand, and they climbed to the ranks of the best in the West in 2014.
Well, they didn't end up where many had hoped, which would have been in the top 4 of the conference, but they were powerful at times and tough to stop. And in the West, they still finished 6th. It just shows you the depth of the conference.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Redick with it, picked up by Thompson. It's stolen by Green. Pass to Thompson. Fade away. Another 3 for Golden State.
Good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
Clippers trail by 5. Shot on the wing. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Well, that was not a smart play there. That's a wild shot. They can get something better.
No, that's not smart basketball. He should have passed that shot up. You might not think of him as a laser 3-point shooter, but that shot was there for him, and he had to take it. Well, they're fortunate. The defense was taking a big chance, leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
And it's Barnes slamming it down.
Solid work on the back end of that play.
Yeah, finish hard with 2 hands on the stuff.
Nothing extravagant about it, but there didn't need to be.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
I think for a while, Clark, teams looked at Iguodala and saw his talent and what he could do on the floor, and they wanted him to be a centerpiece. Now that he's been in the league this long, and as a vet, he seems almost better suited as a complementary piece.
I wouldn't disagree with that. I mean, not everybody can be the main focal point of a team, and that's no knock on Iguodala. I mean, I think he's terrific. He does a little bit of everything, does it all well, and I understand he's really a high-quality guy and teammate. He's very much more of a playmaker than a scorer, even though he can look dominant with the ball in his hand at times.
And here's Turkoglu for 3. Offensive rebound. Jordan kicks to Rivers. Kicks it out to Turkoglu. Shoots the 3. Pass to Rivers. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. From outside, off the mark. The Warriors have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first.
And with Iguodala comfortable in his role playing as a sidekick, it makes sense because he modeled his game so closely after Pippen when he was growing up. Very much cut out of the same cloth. Nice rebound in traffic, and that's his job.
Golden State's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Lobs it up. Lee with the block, but they'll get another chance. Crawford kicks to Turkoglu. Sinks the triple.
Right from the start, they've been aggressive on the glass. Most of the rebounds seem to be going their way.
And, Steve, I think they are ready for the fight today.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
You know, final thought here on Iguodala. The more I think about what you said about him and Pippen, they're similar in length. Their ability, their versatility defensively, some talent that I think they both have, in addition to being able to make plays for others. I think it's a reasonable comparison, actually quite apt. Look at those two guys. Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Curry dishes to Green. Here's Thompson. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Thompson's got 5.
And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve. That's a shot you've got to take if you're looking for the three-pointer. I mean, the defense was nowhere around.
And it's Thompson again missing.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
Yeah, not enough defensive coverage there to prevent him from firing that time. But, yeah, I think if he's open, he's got to let that thing fly.
Crawford, no one around him. And the Clippers miss again.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going. Tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
Ah, that's bringing it down hard, Clark. Bring it down hard,
Yes,
my brother.
Yes,
Rivers with it. To halt the run. And released it in time, but it's off.